Hi guys, you're welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's Reality Pearl here and this is the African Housewives Failure Show. Yes, finally guys, this day couldn't have come any sooner. It's the first part of the reunion of the Real Housewives of Durban season 3. So let's get into it, shall we? Guys, I crossed the 100 subscribers mark. I appreciate every one of you that have subscribed already. I'm so happy. Thank you so very much. Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe right now. Don't forget to do that. Yeah, beginning of the reunion, okay, the women are coming in and sitting down. The first person we got to see was Nonku. And boy, what did Nonku do to her lips? What did Nonku definitely did something to her lips. I saw those lips and they are not the normal lips. But let's move on, okay? The host, Mable, I think that's his name, Mable. Let me get his name correct. Yeah, his name is Mable. He was also the host for the reunion of the Real Housewives of GQ. He started by, trying to chat the ladies up, to get them to loosen up, welcomed them to the reunion, asked them a few questions. It's really a whole lot to unpack. So let's just get straight to the meat and the potatoes. He started with Slee. He was like, Slee, your friendship with Sorisha was not accepted by so many people, especially Jojo and Nonku. Why do you think that is? Yeah, someone said, beautiful to see Slee and Sorisha's friendship blossom. I would like to see the two of them along with Annie growing to become good friends. Another said, we are talking about Nonku's desperation to be Jojo's friend, but what about Slee, who is so desperate to be within Sorisha and Annie? And she said, well, everyone has their opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. And maybe he should ask Jojo and Nonku why they were not accepting of her friendship with Sorisha. Yeah, she went on to say that the only person that was supposed to be her friend, which is Nonku, didn't try to be her friend on the show. Sorisha was the one that was there for her. Sorisha showed that she was really interested in having a genuine relationship with her. That was it. She went for the person that was really there for her. A tweet also wrote, Slee chose a man over her kids, and saying her parenting style is better than Nonku's is wild. Slee chose not to parent or listen to her kids at all for 6 whole years. Mable was like, yeah, Slee, tell us about that. What was that about? And Slee explained that, she went through a divorce and she didn't want to uproot her kids from their friends, their school, the home, everything that they have been very accustomed to. She didn't want that. And it's not like she didn't see them in 6 years, okay? She said she saw them. She said she even had to relocate at some point to get closer to them. It all has a whole different meaning now, because when she said it earlier on, I was like, how could she have done that? She said she chose a man over them. Yeah, the way she said it in the beginning had a whole different meaning. Thank God she cleared that up. Mable told Sorisha that a lot of people had a lot of things to say about her. A tweet said, this new Sorisha is not given. Another tweet said, Sorisha has found her voice. I love it. I love it so much. And Mable was like, how do you feel about, the expectations that people had of you? Especially from the previous seasons, okay? How do you feel about that? She said she was grateful to Annie for teaching her or helping her, and anyhow you see it, to be more vocal about how she truly felt. And Annie really helped her to start seeing things differently. She said Annie helped her to start saying things exactly the way she felt them. Other seasons, she was actually almost dumbing herself to keep peace. Mable was like, so she lied to us for 2 seasons. There must always be that person in a group that would always keep the peace. For this group, it was Sorisha, and we were a bit taken aback when this season she decided that she was no longer going to be that person. I know a lot of people found it hard to adjust to. I did just fine. I was okay with it. Okay? Mable asked Nonku what she thought about that. Did she think that Sorisha changed for good or for bad? Nonku said, well, she doesn't really know. Maybe it's for the bad, actually. Sorisha's changing started with her. You remember first episode when Sorisha demanded that Nonku needs to talk to Annie. Nonku said it left a bad taste in her mouth. Mable was like, Nonku, but why didn't you see it this way, that Sorisha was just trying to give you an opportunity to talk to Annie? Why didn't you take the opportunity? Like, why didn't you try to talk to Annie? Nonku was like, no, she would have preferred to talk to Annie away from the other ladies. But she forgot that, she had this whole discussion with Sorisha. And Sorisha told her, see, if I meet up with Annie, then I'm going to have to tell her myself. So to avoid all of that, try and get Annie and talk to her before I see Annie. So yeah, it wasn't really Sorisha's fault. It is what it is, okay? Moving forward, Mable told Annie that he feels that, the reason why she has this rocky relationship is more like a pendulum. Today warm, tomorrow is cold. old. Mable said he feels actually started a long time ago in season 1. Nonko and Ayanda had their thing. He felt that Annie still has some feelings, lingering feelings. And Annie agreed to that. Annie was like, yes, she's going to own it. And she said for her, when people show you who they are, you better believe them. Mable was like, but don't you believe that a person can change? Annie said, well, I didn't see any evolving or changing. Moving forward, Mable said there was a moment that stopped everyone in their tracks. That was when Sorisha told the Nonko, Jojo, and Ru to vote sec. That means to go away. So it was like, come on, I didn't say it like that. I said it under my breath. Because for me, go away is not a swear word. But there's a way you say it and it will turn into a swear word, like, come on, get away, like in Nigeria. That's how we say it. Nonko actually said that she felt insulted by that. She said in her language, it meant something more brutal. She said it meant get lost. She felt as though Sorisha called her a dog. Sorisha said no, she would never. She never meant it in that way, and that she doesn't even talk to her dogs like that. I'm like, that's even worse, Sorisha. I know that Sorisha is not trying to insult anybody here. Jojo was like, what is funny? Like, it's not even funny. Why are they laughing? This is bullying. But there's no bullying here, okay? Somebody said something that was funny and some people laughed. Now, Mable asked Sorisha if she still had that soft spot for Nonko, after all of these things. Sorisha said Nonko blocked her everywhere, on IG, on WhatsApp, everywhere. So there's no need to have anything, She said there's nothing there. Mable was like, wow, that's really sad. And yes, it's true. I feel more sad for Nonko, whether she admits it or not. That friendship or that relationship she had with Sorisha was good for her. Sorisha was always the voice of reason for her, But that's by the way. Anyway, moving forward, Mable asked Nonko about the car gift. He said, so you got a car while you were celibate? Nonko said, no. She said she had already completed her year of celibacy. Mable said, you completed your celibacy before or after the party? She said, before the party. And he was like, so immediately after the year ended, you quickly found a man and got into a relationship with him. I think a better question would be, why? Why did Nonko actually start this celibacy thing? I think she has explained it before, but girl, it doesn't make sense. Why did you stop being celibate? Because I thought the whole idea was, to keep herself for the next man that was going to be her husband or something like that. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say much on that because I don't really have the details about that. So we get to find out that Nonko had broken up with RD. Who would have thought? She said she doesn't know how long they've been broken up. Maybe 2 to 3 months. Jojo said 2 months. Uncle, is it 2 months that you can't remember? Yeah, that's strange. She was tight-lipped for the whole of the RD conversation. She didn't want to give off anything. Mable asked her, where is RD now? She said she doesn't know. Mable asked her, is it true what we hear? The fact that they both went into a business and some money was stolen. She said she was not going to say anything about that. She said she's actually not allowed to say anything because the matter has become a legal matter. Mable was like, who made it legal? She said she did. So she didn't just break up with RD, she sued him to court. Yeah, we all saw this coming, right? We all did. I know if you have been watching my recaps, you would know that I said it a lot of times that this was going to end in tears. And I wasn't even trying to be pessimistic, okay? The gist is that Nonko went into business with RD and he scammed her, allegedly. A tweet said, Nonko's new man is giving off major red flags. He's gifting her an entire car so soon. It has karma written all over him. I'm sorry. People did say this. A lot of people. At some point, I even put a screenshot of someone that was saying she knows this man. He's from her area. This is not the one for you, Nonko. A lot of people. And if she wanted to, she would have seen a lot of these things for herself, okay? She just didn't want to listen. Mable was like, let's start with your neighbor. Slee was one of the people that voiced a little bit of their concern for Nonko. But of course, Nonko didn't take it well. Yeah. And Slee said, yes, she felt that way because she felt it was so soon. Mbali also said the same thing before she did the whole introduction thing. I really don't know, like, what made Nonko ignore all of these things, all of these people telling her, forget about the people online, you might say that they are trolling you. When she was asked, she said there was a part of him that she saw that the rest of the world didn't see. Isn't it the same thing that every woman that puts themselves in relationships with dodgy individuals say? I'm sure that's what Dr. Nandifa said too. How long have you known this man, Nonku? How long? And you think that you know him better than people that have lived with him, that grew up with him? Someone else said Nonku's man is not only a swindler, but a convicted rapist. Wait, and she's okay with all that enough to introduce him to her teenage daughter. Scary stuff. She should apologize to her family and especially her kids, okay, for bringing that man close to them. That was a reckless move. Moving forward, Mable asked Jojo what she saw in Aridi that made her feel like he was the best thing after sliced bread for Nonku. Jojo was like, it's not about what she saw in him, but what she saw in Nonku. She said she was proud of her friend for allowing herself to fall in love. She could see that her friend was happy. She was like, everyone has a past, yada, yada, yada. Jojo, girl, you still don't understand. As her best friend, because that's what you guys claim to be, you were in the best position to talk to your friend. If we, as viewers, could tell that something was off with RD, you definitely could have sensed it, okay? Because you were in close contact with this guy. What stopped you from telling your friend, girl, this is what I'm feeling? This is what I'm saying. I'm sure Noko would have taken it better from Jojo. You could have saved your friend from this heartbreak and from losing her money. Mable asked Noko if she felt swindled by RD, and she couldn't even answer that. He went on to ask her if she'll be willing to try again. She was like, she doesn't even know. She doesn't think she can. And then she broke down and she cried. Her friend Jojo was like telling her, please don't cry. And she said, oh, you're going to make me cry. You see why I didn't want to come for this reunion in the first place? I'm like, why? Why does everything have to be about Jojo? I don't get it. Anyway, that's by the way. She tried to get her friend to put herself together, and that was it. Up until now, I was still entertaining the idea that Nonku played this relationship for the show. I said it earlier. I said it in the very beginning. I felt like it was for the show. I could say that Arudi wanted the screen time. I've seen a lot, if not all, of the husbands in the Real Housewives. And let me tell you, okay, Arudi needed this show. Before we knew it, he was already there talking to us in the confessionals. I was like, no, that alone made me feel like, you know what, this guy just wants to be on TV. And that's my own humble opinion, all right? Obviously, from Nonku's reaction now, it's clear to me that she was doing this with her whole heart. Yeah, and I'm sorry, she fell into the wrong hands. This guy used her. They took a break. And after the break, Sane and Ru entered the show. Mable first of all made fun of Ru. He teased her about how many times he nodded on the show. And for real, Ru was nodding. They showed clips of him nodding. Moving forward, Mable asked Sane why she was quick to pick on Slee. She said because Sane is tiring. She said, at that event that Slee saw her outside with two other people and greeted those other people but didn't greet her. And I was like, yes, that could have happened, okay? I don't know if it happened because right now I don't trust anything that comes out of this human being's mouth. But that could have happened because Slee didn't know her. And when they asked Jojo why she jumped on it immediately, Jojo was like, yes, she agrees that she stupidly joined Sunny with the whole attack on Slee being a classist and whatever. She said she did it because of how she already felt about Slee. Mable asked Sunny what was so offensive about Lundy, choosing not to talk to Jojo in front of her. And she was like, felt like Lundy was looking down on her. Rubbish. She came across as though she has had these things piled up, waiting for Lundy to just prick her a little so that she can open her mouth and pour out her anger on Lundy. Mable was like, do you have any history with Lundy? And she said, who is Lundy? I swear this woman is she's getting on. She's gritting my nerves. I wanted to fast forward and not see this woman's face again. That's how bad it is, seriously. One thing I'm sure about is Sunny is not real. She's just putting up a show. Maybe she feels that would earn her a full housewife spot. Yeah, that's what I think. She's hustling, pissing me off with her antics. At some point, she didn't want to answer the question. Mable had to say, okay, you have to answer something. She still didn't answer some of the questions that she was asked. As in, the thing pained me. After saying who is Lundy, the next minute, she started apologizing to Lundy. She was like, she's sorry, she didn't lie about anything. Why did you even bother apologizing? Mable asked her if she would accept her own apology. She said, the choice to forgive is personal. If you like, you accept it. If you like, you don't. I mean, the whole thing was irritating. And even the way she talks as if she's dumb. If see me right now, you probably laugh because I'm filming. Mable just had to move on from that. Moved on to Maria. In the beginning, everyone saw that Maria was coming for Sorisha. Mable asked Maria why she felt Sorisha was a problem. He actually said, when you joined, he knew very little about you. What we all know is that you didn't really like Sorisha. After the clips finished playing, he asked Sorisha, were you aware that you were beefing with Maria? Sorisha said, no, she wasn't aware. She said it was Annie that told her that she was beefing with Maria. Mable then asked Maria, what was it that she really wanted from Sorisha that she wasn't getting from her? She said she felt that Sorisha dismissed her, at that time. She then dropped the bomb. She said that Jojo actually told her that Sorisha was not going to like her, or that Sorisha didn't like her. Mable said, what? Jojo, is that true? Did you really say that? Jojo said, Jojo quickly whispered to Ru, is it true? Did I say that? Jojo turned to the rest of them and she was like, I heard you also said some things about Sorisha. You said this and you said that. The question is, Jojo, did you say it or did you not? Maria said, no, you are the one that said things about Sorisha. She said that Jojo actually told her that Sorisha would not like that she's not the only Indian in the group now. Wow. Drew was like, I never heard her say that. Maria said, of course you won't. You're like a dildo in the wind. Mable asked Ru a question. How long have you known Jojo? And he said about 2 years. Quite surprisingly, okay? Ru has actually known Maria the longest. He has known Maria for 6 years and Jojo for just 2 years, which I think is even less than 2 years because the timeline between the last season and now, I don't think is up to 2 years. It's just about a year. What Maria said was that Ru, after season 2 filming, he interviewed the ladies. And that was when he got to meet Jojo and the rest of them. I think he just joked about joining them and tagging along and being like a husband and whatnot. So that was when this friendship started. It's not even up to 2 years. The thing really pissed Maria off. When she was talking about it, she started crying. What pissed Maria off actually was when Mable asked Ru, why did you choose Jojo over Maria? Do you know what this grown-up man said? He said Jojo is the fun friendship and Maria is like the mother figure. And however he said it. The thing pissed Maria off. She said in all of this, she didn't even try to pressure Ru to be on her side. She stormed out of the stage. She was so angry. She was crying. Guess what Jojo said to Ru? When Maria stormed off crying, Jojo leaned over to Ru and said, I didn't call you a dildo. Oh my God. Like, that's so manipulative. I don't know what she has over Ru's head, because at this point it's not even making sense. Moving forward, Maria came back, okay, and you can tell that she's really, really hot. Mable decided to talk about the whole body shaming that happened all through this season. When Jojo was asked why, Jojo said, well, Maria always comments on her intelligence, so maybe she should also talk about her lips. Mable asked Uncle, didn't she also do something to her own lips? Because I think he saw something on Instagram or something like that. She said, yes, don't they look great? The audacity. The audacity. She said, first of all, my doctor is an award-winning doctor and she did a great job. Everything is in proportion. No, I can't believe you. After you trolled this woman for her lips, you went and did your own lips. What was wrong in Uncle's lips in the first place? Immediately the video came on her and as I saw her lips, I was like, what did Uncle do to her lips, for crying out loud? What does Uncle mean by I had mine done by an award-winning doctor? Is Maria's husband not? Okay, that's by the way, let me just leave that. Maria said it's a shame that she said all these things about her lips and then turned around and did the same things that she talked about. When it was Nonku's turn to reply, Nonku said, Maria has always hated her right from the beginning. They started having this like back and forth, and Maria said, I never said I don't like you. Nonku said, but you called me a weed. Maria said, that doesn't mean I don't like you. Well, I think that they are even a bit put together. At least nobody is talking over the other and shouting and screaming. I think that they are doing well so far, okay? More than a lot of other people. Moving forward, Mable asked Mbali why she took the Mabusi Vibes comments the way she did. He said, it was obvious that you had your own views about Mabusi. If not, why did you, take it the way you did? And Mbali said she saw the way everyone treated Mabusi, from Nonku to Jojo to KG, KG from season 1. Everyone, treated Mabusi badly. They didn't rate Mabusi. And that's true. When Mable asked Nonku what Mabusi Vibes was, she started blabbing. She said Mabusi vibes meant a hustler, a hard worker, independent woman, someone that doesn't have anybody to do stuff for her but is still pushing. When you press her button, she will react. Rubbish. Okay, so Nonko, if that's the case, then that would mean that you also give Mabusi vibes. Said, no, Nonko, no, please. Be honest, okay? You might as well be calling us fools when you say these things because do you expect us to believe you? Immediately you said Mabusi vibes, the other ladies laughed. There's clearly something more that you're not saying. No one would say she's a hard worker. Thank God that he didn't overlook that. He said he asked her again, to say what she really meant by Mabusi vibes. And cricket. I didn't expect that. For her to be backtracking now, that's crazy. Moving forward, Mable asked Sunny why there have been so many inconsistencies with her stories, this season. She went from saying Nanny slept her way to the top to asking Nanny, why do you think I said it, even though Jojo was there? And then she went from that to saying it was Jojo that said it. Yeah, so Mable asked her, first of all, why did she say that Annie's husband is a loser? Do you know what this woman being said? She said, no, she didn't mean Annie's husband. She meant Annie's ex. Annie said, who is my ex? And Annie said, yes, I was dating someone, but who is that? She couldn't answer. Mable asked her, why did she say Annie slept her way to the top? She said she did not mean it that way. She didn't mean it in that manner. She said that she's not on the top. She's on the bottom. There's a bottom and there's a top. She's in between. I mean, this one was just acting a fool. She was acting a fool. Annie said, she's disappointed. She's disappointed at Sunny, that Sunny could not even own up to the rubbish she said. She was sounding crazy, incoherent. Moving forward, Mable asked Annie about the racist comments. Annie said she said that. This woman said she never said that. So yeah, we got to see the clip and thank God it was recorded, okay? She really said it. This woman actually said that. I'm going to have to apologize to Annie, okay? And Annie, this is to you. If you are ever going to watch this, I'm truly, really very sorry, okay? I'm sorry that I ever doubted you. I'm sorry that I actually thought that we were trying to have a vendetta. Because I couldn't admit that in this day and age, someone that will be on a TV show would open her mouth to say that. When she was asked, she said, that she can't even remember saying that. Then when Mable asked her if she was going to apologize, she started, oh my God. And then she was like, well, even if she apologizes to Annie, Annie is not going to accept the apology. There's still a lot of things to unpack, okay? There's still a lot of things in this season to unpack. So yeah, it might actually spill into a 3-part, and I pray it does actually. Yeah, so but part 1 reunion of Real Housewives of Durban ended right here. Please let me know in the comment section what you think about this reunion, okay? I feel like it was hot and it was packed. I would love to engage with you. Thanks for watching and see you soon.